Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily Dad Rock. It's a daily stream where we try to find out if my daughter's gonna throw up at the park. Yesterday that was true. Today, it will not be true. Today, we're running up that hill. We're getting past that lava. It seems like a hard part of the game. This is Daily Dad Rock. And this is also, hey, shout outs to Nancy Pelosi. 2024. Vibes are weird. Vibes are different. But, feeling good. Just bullying the Democratic Party behind the scenes and helping get Biden out. Helping get waltzed. Let's go. Let's go. Give me that weird little Minnesota guy who rides on roller coasters. Hey, I'll take what other path I get to one that feels like I will feel I'll feel good about this fall, or at least certainly better. Anyway, just wild stuff. Let's get started. Daily Dad Rock is a game where a show where we play the game of Sisyphus, where you push a rock up a hill continuously till you get to the top, if one can dare to dream about getting to such a place. I set a timer for 30 minutes, and then I begin pushing that rock. And we're going to start that timer right now, and we're going to hit continue. I believe we're in the middle of the road at the moment. Like, we had to stop in a funky spot, so we're gonna hit play. We're not gonna let that rock roll. That rock is gonna stay where we want it. Hello, rock. Hello, boy. Hello, hill. So we rolled down this last time. Up ahead is some lava. That seems to be our next big roadblock. There were lots of challenges in this game. The one that really got to me early on was this ice bridge. Now, granted, I only did the ice bridge twice, but it was really about getting to the ice bridge that was diabolical. Now, in this case, getting to the lava is not the hard part. And, in fact, the lava itself, not that big of a deal. It's the fact that in this instance, the lava impacts the player character. There's not a lot of instances in this game where the player character is impeded in meaningful ways. You don't have a lot of options as the player character. You are just, you know, just moving. You can be pushed. You can be shoved. You can jump. You can walk. You can run. But, you know, broadly speaking, the boulder is what you're concerned about. And here, yeah, obviously you're concerned about the boulder, but it's your inability to traverse the lava. It's the fact that there are not really any obstacles to stop the lava or stop the boulder once it's begun its descent. And then you're just hoping to get lucky with the obstacles that are in this section to slow it. I've gotten lucky that the 2 times it's rolled down, once it got caught right here, and then the other time it got caught, the 2 other times it got caught in that section. We're gonna try a little speed this time. We're gonna shake things up. We're gonna see if the speed, which obviously requires a different reaction time, but I'm wondering if some of the issues I'm having, you know, about 2/3 up, might get mitigated by just the sheer speed of moving forward. You know, in this case, you know, in some cases when you're playing games where you're doing repetitive sections, you know, I've compared this game to doing a boss run in a Souls game, which is not really true in Elden Ring, where FromSoft has largely abandoned the boss run. I think for totally normal reasons. That was pretty egregious in earlier games. Okay, whoop. Okay, well, I've already fucked this up. Okay, well. Patrick, why do you do things slower? So you don't make a mistake like that. We're gonna give it another shot, though. We're gonna give it another shot. I'm not... please don't. Please don't get... I'm not gonna abandon it that quickly. Oh, hold on. I gotta get my chat up so I can see what y'all are saying. Yes, and eventually we're going in and we're going full throttle. It's mostly I just want to try it, like, because this is a safer spot where there is kind of a soft checkpoint. I'm just curious how my reaction time changes. Now you saw right there. What are one of the consequences of going using boulder tech? Is that you have you're going faster. It means the friction and adjustments by the environment to the boulder elevation are less intense, but it means your room for adjusting the boulder like closes. Like there's just less you can do there. Just because the speed is going to change your relationship to the boulder. And also, selfishly, in the same vein of talking about your relationship to like a boss run in a Souls game, if I could like shave off getting back to this section a little bit, you know, that would be nice. That would not be a terrible thing. Because really what I'm trying to do is much like getting to like the, you know, second or third phase of a Souls boss. Like I'm just trying to get back to where I was. And yet, unlike in a Souls game where no matter how you lose, you know, catastrophically or by rushing. Okay, so this is where we've had our issues before. I think I am going to switch to slow. Okay, I wonder if I... Yes, look! Use the environment to your advantage. Now that we've discovered that the boulder does not need to go on the environment. The boulder can sit here. It is just me that must remain. Oh. Now, this creates a slight problem with this, right? Like, okay. Chill, boulder. We're gonna go slow. Okay. Daddy needs to itch his face. But yeah, I hadn't really thought that I could actually use the boulder to kind of... I still think broadly you should be keeping it on the planks with you. But there are going to be instances where you're not going to... You're unlikely to lose control of the boulder entirely by keeping it in front of you. You might create some elevation issues, like I just did. That's manageable. Right, like here, boulder go there. Me go here. Boulder. See, I'm having an issue with the elevation. It's just the... Come on. Okay. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go straight. Like over here. Keep fast tech in order to just keep the momentum going. I think that little technique I stumbled onto to let the boulder go in front of me as I use multiple layers of geometry, this seems bad. This... Huh. Okay, so... Yeah, well, welcome to the cube zone, Bench Mob. You are right. So I don't know what that's gonna do to my boy, the ball. Does that shoot it up? You notice now we're like kind of locked in. You see that? This is the first time I think the wall itself has, well, I guess the wall changed a little bit of shape down there. I haven't been paying attention to how often that happens. Okay, I think we're gonna we're gonna use boulder tech. We're gonna wait for this to pass, and we're gonna go to the left. All right. Okay, so it doesn't do anything catastrophic. It mostly just seems annoying. That's good. Better than the alternative. So this one seems just more like little like visually interesting, more than it is wildly difficult. I mean, I don't even know what the strategy is other than to just kind of, you know, like keep moving. Oh. How far are you coming down, buddy? Okay. Alright, so now we just kind of thread this needle. I think we're just going to hold to the side. Ride the waves just like I was doing in San Diego a couple days ago. Like, how lucky am I? I went to South Carolina with family in mid-July. Just a couple of weeks later, I go to California for a friend's bachelor party. I got to swim, boogie board, and hang out in both oceans within like a month. Like, just the coolest shit. Like, a lot of you in the chat are like responsible for being able to do something like that. It was so, I had that realization as I was getting in the second ocean. Like, holy hell, like I just got to do both of these. Incredible. Really come around in the ocean? Except my brother got hit by a stingray. That was not great. Like, you know, great time to go to San Diego is in the summer. Great time for stingrays to be out in San Diego is in the summer. Okay. Yeah, welcome to Rupee Town. Zenith Design, you got it. Look at your hands. What have they done? My brother was trying to surf. And I wasn't there when it happened. Someone called me so I could go help him out and get his wallet and his phone and stuff. But he got off the surfboard, and what you're like supposed to do, I guess, in areas with stingrays, is you're supposed to like do the stingray shuffle, sort of like a push forward and scoop. And the idea is you're trying to either like push the stingrays gently out of the way, or alert them to your presence ahead of you actually just like stepping on them, which is what causes them to sting you. It's all like a game of chance. Like, so many people were getting stung by them. Every time you went past one of the major guard towers, there were just like 4 or 5 people soaking their feet in hot water, which is basically all you can do. You just soak your feet in hot water and give it time, and eventually the pain subsides. My brother described it as, like, what if you were in the ocean, a place where you're supposed to feel delightful and free, and then you just twisted your ankle immediately. That's how he described what it felt like. I guess I'm just gonna push this. Not really sure. The dance of the crystals. Okay. Do those crystals do anything? Are those red crystals magical? Are those essentially barrels? I have no idea. What happens here? Okay. All right, hold on. Is the hole in the same spot every time? Yes. All right, let's line it up. Wait, wait, wait. Patience, patience, patience. Oh, fuck! Chill. Oh, how did I not get the right angle on that? This kind of feels like endgame stuff, doesn't it? I sort of feel like I'm getting to a magical place. I feel like that lightning bolt seems like the end. Don't tell me if you know. That almost looks like a closing gate at the end. Can I get there in 14 minutes? Who can say? Still don't know what that red crystal does. Didn't touch it. Not gonna. Mike Peterson in the YouTube chat. I know I'm late to the party, but is the general mechanic of this game one in which you're pressured to not learn how things work by not wanting to interact with them? 100%. It's a really beautiful and interesting part of the game, in which discovering how something works only really happens because you've made a catastrophic mistake. And there are times where you can learn how something works in a safe manner, but rarely, not usually. Usually it's bad. All right, how are these shifting? And interacting as the player will not give you a ton of information on what you should or shouldn't do. It makes for a really fun layer of tension. So is this just go to the center? It is. Okay. And this one is just shifting. How close do you get to me? You don't get close to me at all. Okay. And we hang here. And we move up. Are these? These are shifting again. Okay. So it seems like the difficulty here is if the ball interacts with it, there's a chance that it's gonna just get whipped around in some wild ways. But I don't think like the green inherently causes any issues. Back off, back off. All right, we gotta study this pattern. Can I stick so if I stick to the left. Okay, so I think we're sticking to the left, and then we're gonna try and go through the center. How much? How close do you get, buddy? I think this is it. Nope, it's not it. It did not have the angle. Shit. Okay. Well, what did we learn? It doesn't cause it to explode. But it does whip it. Incredible. Okay. Now we hang here. Push through. Oh, that is not the end. Those are just different gates for me to go through. 10 minutes to go. You know, all these people saying lucky, what a save. Newbies. Newbies watching me play video games, streaming. No luck involved. Just killer instinct. I'm like the anti-Rob. Rob crumbles in the face of streaming a video game. I become so much more powerful than I am in the privacy of my home. Desperately wishing I could achieve the same level of skill I get under pressure. I mean, genuinely, when I've been slowly playing my way through Nine Souls, a game that just like kind of came and went, but like very like there's me I have lots of games that I feel very strongly to be in my like top 5 of the year. Game of Sisyphus, absolutely in the conversation. Nine Souls going to be in that conversation. It seems like no one played that game, and it only came out on PC. I think it just got rated on consoles, so hopefully there'll be an opportunity for people to play that on other platforms soon. Like, you know, I was indifferent on Sekiro. I understand 100% why people adore it. I think it's an excellently made game. Like, it is perfect at what it is trying to accomplish, and I didn't have much fun playing it. And Nine Souls is absolutely a 2D Sekiro in so many ways. And it just clicks for me in a way where it's not just about engaging with the mechanics, but like I'm having fun in a way that I rarely was happening with Sekiro. I missed who said it in the chat, but I just beat the twins. It's a late game boss. Took me like the better part of a week at like kind of getting down exactly how to beat it. I'm assuming, person who wrote that the hardest fight in the game for you was not like Lady Ethereal, but is the final boss of the game, which I think is all I have left. I've heard some monstrous thing about that boss. I've heard it's a 3-phase boss, which I hate multi-phase bosses as a concept. I'm hoping I can have the energy, the tenacity to beat the game's final boss, but I do think there's a reasonable chance that Nine Souls is going to end up like Sekiro, where I get to the final boss and I go, I've accomplished enough. And at least in Nine Souls, you just go to the options menu and there's a story mode toggle that you can put on. Final sprint! 80% achieved! Robert McTames had to drop the difficulty after hitting phase 3 consistently. I have a sense that that is where I'm going to end up with that game. Which is fine. Like, that's one of those, like, growing up, getting older, being a parent things. Like, I have beaten bosses. I've seen things most of you will never experience. I crushed incredibly difficult bosses. Okay, whoops. And just because one challenge was one challenge enough, it's okay to say I'm done. It's kind of where I'm getting with some games. I'm Uzo 9. Final boss hot tip: the first Azure arrow will stun it, which can help some of the more brutal attacks. That has been clutch for me getting through the last couple of fights. is using the upgraded 9 souls, where when you have 3 charges, 3 talisman charges, that gives you an arrow back. And so I've created this loop for myself where I am doing talisman attacks when I have 3 charges, so that I can use the Azure arrow in order to stagger the enemy. And that has been critical in giving me like enough room to see many of these bosses to their conclusion. Can I get this guy to rotate? Yes. So we'll see. That has worked for me for the last 2 bosses. That once I kind of fell into that loop of approaching it, I found that it has helped me mightily. I think there's probably a world where, like, I'm gonna take a break from the game for a minute. Like, these last 2 bosses have been really, really intense. Last 3 bosses have been really, like, Lady Ethereal. Was it Fuchs and Fumi? I forget exactly the names. And then 5 minutes to go. And then I forget the name of the other boss. Also, I think that might be a mild spoiler, so I don't want to say who it is. But like the cascade of bosses leading up to the game's finale, I think I need to like look up a guide, sweep through the game, get more health pickups, get the rest of the skill tree, get enough money to buy like more upgrades and things like that, and just kind of like chill out and fully prepare myself for the end of the game. Four minutes to go. There are at least a decent number of safe spots to plop the ball here. This does seem like another soft checkpoint. Seems like a lot of decent places for the ball to get trapped for a moment. I have a bunch of answers from the developers of this game, which is really wonderful. I was really appreciative that, like, English is not their first language. We worked with the translator, and they still answered my questions. Really interesting answers about how they think about the philosophy of the game. So that'll be something I'm working on. I don't think I'll have time for it today. But yeah, after this, I'm trying to do some like sweep up, right? Like, so Friday, there's a chance on Friday that we beat Dragon's Dogma 2 and Game of Sisyphus. And then next up on the daddy docket is Shadow of the Erdtree, which I've been sitting on, not trying, not playing, because specifically I wanted to play it with all of you. So yeah, I have not touched Dragon's Dogma 2 since we stopped streaming it in early June, ahead of our live stream. Then July has just been busy. But August, we're getting back on track. So my guess is we'll finish Dragon's Dogma 2. I'll have a look at my schedule. I have a couple bonus streams that I think I'm doing next week. I haven't locked in the scheduling, but I mean, I can tease here. You know, just be quiet. Like, I'm gonna maybe do some Volgar the Viking with Brad Shoemaker, where we play the game side by side. I've never played that game. That was one of my favorite games to watch Brad play. The sequel just came out, so we might be doing some side-by-side playing of that with Nextlander next week. We'll see. Gotta figure out a couple of technical hurdles and scheduling stuff, but everyone's on board. Everyone wants to do it. I've heard, so Volgar is a really challenging 2D action game that has some really brutal, like, checkpointing, like, save functionality. I was reading a review of Volgar 2, which apparently that game, like, you can run out of continues. And if you run out of continues, the game makes you like zombie Volgar, where you cannot get hit by anything. So you can like just move your way through the rest of the game. And the only way to stop being zombie Volgar is by literally starting the game over from scratch, like the entire game. The IGN review is very funny to read because you watch somebody lose their mind over the course of writing the review. Yeah, we're gonna push ahead a little bit here. So this is interesting. Oh shit. Oh shit. Get moving, Patrick. Woo! I gotta be honest, I'm calling it. 54 seconds is we're good. We're good. That ball is going into a safe spot. It's hanging there. Look at this air. Let's go scout. Let's scope it out. Let's do some recon. So it's a lot of this. It doesn't seem... So the dangerous parts are these gaps. Hello, it is me. I cannot die. It does feel like we're in the final sprint. It'll be fun to do that on Friday morning. Well, not Friday morning. We do that today's Tuesday, Patrick. It seems like we might finish this before Dragon's Dogma. I wouldn't want to... I love this concept of playing a game for 30 minutes and working my way through it a little bit at a time. I don't know what other games would fall into this genre, so I'm happy to hear some feedback on other games that people think might like fit this. But like as a concept, this is good. I really like this. But is getting over a game you can finish? Or is that just get as far as you can? Because what I like about Game of Sisyphus is that there's an ending. You have to you can finish it? Shit, okay. All right. Interesting. It's asked you not to show the ending? Okay. Well, send me suggestions to, you know, write in, either in, like, Remap's letter section, if you want to, like, broach it to the group, or if you, you know, just reach out over social media, email, whatever. I'm not hard to get a hold of. If you have other suggestions for this Rain World, talk to me about it. I've tried that game twice. It has not clicked for me. I don't... I've wanted to. I really wanted to like Rain World, but I don't. I leave that to the Rens of the world. Is Ren streaming right now? Ren has been streaming lately. I've rated her a couple of times. Okay, let's she is. Okay, we are... Can I do this from my iPad? Raid, Ren or Raven. No. I cannot do it from here. Alright, let me quit out of the game so I don't cause any problems. Main menu. We're gonna go over to Twitch. We are going to raid Ren or Raven. So thanks everyone for watching. If you're first time watching, remember go to remapradio.com/sign up to support everything we do. I will see you this afternoon for College Football 2025.